Herkese merhabalar, ben Rasim. Witcher 3 Whiteout'un yeni bölümüne hoş geldiniz. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Hemen şöyle geçelim. Ya bir sus bir dakika. En son zaten şeyin ana görevde kalmıştık. Başka görevimizde kalmadı. Ben direkt yan görevlerin hepsini bitirdim. Hatta şöyle bir haritayı da göstereyim. Artık soru işareti falan da kalmadı. Bütün hepsini hallettim. Bütün her şey tertemiz haritamız artık. Tamamen ana görevlere odaklanacağız. Ne varsa onları yapacağız. Gidiyoruz. Neyse. Anne Ariyata bizden rica etmişti. Kıyafetler falan giymemizi istemişti. Hemen şık böyle dublet, bir pantolon. Bir de çizmemizi aldık, giydik. Bakalım şimdi. Hani ben ne olmaz diye bir kurt maskesi giydim. Hatta onu da takalım. Ne takacağımız belli değil ama bir takalım, görelim. Malı görelim önce bir. Belki takmamız gerekmez.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Yani Anne Ariyate klasik prensesi bekliyoruz. Gerçi kraliçe kendisi bu arada. Donlar asılmış oraya. Ablacığım niye geçen gibi giymedin? Bak bu pantolon falan yakışıyordu sana. Çok belirsin yani. Bu Anne Ariyate olduğunu anlarım ben yani.
Well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style.
Diyordum güzelim.
Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but just one other detail. Here, put it on.
Kendi maskemi kendim
A mask?
getirdim.
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious.
Hadi kim
The
olduğunu
truth is
öğrenelim.
far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Hadi
Let's
gidelim o
go.
zaman.
Soiree's started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain. How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution.
Evet, bir saldırıya uğramıştık.
It's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would
Cecilia
surely
bulduk.
be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Yapma.
Shame. You would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Kalesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off.
Silahı bulmamız lazım belki.
Visual
Yoksa buralar.
illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belont.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity
Hayranıyım.
to converse
Ya
with her.
akşam
It cannot
yatarken
be easy
Cecil
to
ediyorum,
identify
sabah kalkan
anyone in
Cecil
this
ediyorum.
town.
O derece hayran.
Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Saçında orkide var.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
Anna'nın yanında dandelion değil mi
The
ya?
residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
Diyecek bir şey yok.
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Koviri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Centrian.
Şimdi hem eğlencelere katılacağız. Biraz dans ederiz, şey yaparız.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs, cast them at the canvas.
Tamam.
Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
Şak! Bak şimdi.
Quiet them. Should you
Ver
tire of
şunları
these
bakayım.
hues, drop them in the pail and
Bak
add
şimdi
a
şuraya.
different array.
Da şunu saldın. O. Ne boyuyor?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Tam şu ortaya. La.
Greetings,
Kız
Witcher.
bir çık.
Should you tire of these hues,
Bu sanat yapıyorum
the
dedi.
pail
Let's look in the
and add
alcoves.
a different array.
Başka renk yok mu ya? Alamıyoruz. Bilmem mi gerekiyor? Şimdi o zaman şu arayı kapatayım. Şöyle. Tamam mor mu şurada? Tamam, şuraya bir tane. Şunu da ver, şunu da ver. Yeşil, bak bak bak. Ve sanat eseri.
That green, lush and verdant.
Tabi tabi, asma bahçede. Benim amacım o.
To vines and to wine.
Şuraya bir ağaç. Of. Bak şimdi kırmızıdan da ne yapalım, güneş yapalım.
Gods, scarlet, crimson,
Öyle bir yermiş ki 3 güneşli.
full sensually parted lips.
She ought to be in one of the alcoves.
Şuradan da şöyle bir nehir aksın.
I got it. It's the Soritor.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Blue blotch is all I see.
Abi bir tane sarım kalmış. Bir sarıyı da tam buraya patlatsın.
Voila. Fine. Now, allow me a moment.
Ha, şu sabaha kadar düşün ne yaptın.
Grayson? The painting depicts
Tabii,
spiritual
kesinlikle.
dualism. The
İyi kötü artık
continual
bir savaş
battle
anlat.
between good and evil.
Şunlar seyirciler, bunlar şeyler falan değil mi?
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Kesinlikle ondan bahsediyorum. Ne oluyor lan? Yavaş sarı.
True talent paints like a great wine.
Bir dakika ya, başka etkinlikler de var burada. Ha iyi, içelim.
Absinthe. The preferred hooch of artists.
İçelim,
Careful,
güzelleşelim.
it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
Kafam nasıl güzel ama. Ben de artık yapacağım.
It's a metaphor of the constant struggle.
Dur, metafor yapacağım ben de ya. Biliyorum. Allah. Düştüm. İkisini nasıl çektim ama.
This painting, it's rather... It's very...
Devam edelim. Etraftaki etkinlikleri yapıyoruz. Amacımız bu. Tamam, ben merhaba. Merhabalar abi.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hocam ip var. İp var. Aha. Nasıl yapıyor lan onu?
Ah, how beautiful.
İp var. Şuradan ip çarpınca görmüyoruz.
The
Ne?
dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Abi.
Impressive.
Neyse, devam edelim diğer etkinliklere. Benim resmim var mı lan?
My heart's about to burst from a
Look,
surfeit of
lanterns.
beauty.
They say releasing them brings good luck.
Harbi mi?
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Anla, bu senin için. Abi götünü bir çek oradan. Bir şey dilek diliyoruz, götün duruyor orada ya. Neyse. Anacığım, biz işimize bakalım. Bu kadar yandaki etkinlikler buydu. Şimdi aha biri bayılmış da. Hop hocam. Sen ne yapıyorsun lan tek başına burada?
Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but
Sünger mi?
pretentious.
Olayı korku biliyorum. Kesinlikle çalmış.
Blah blah blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all
Dalgaya
about
mı?
two things.
Anlaşıldı
Coin
bak.
and...
Tam arkamdan geliyorsun sonra dayalı muhabbeti olacak. Ayıp. Merhabalar. Sanat var. Sanatı böldüğüm için özür dilerim. Kusura bakmayın. Nur
Do
sanat.
not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Kaveri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Abicim bir çık. Anla sen
Need to
git.
talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Dışarı çık bakayım.
Wow.
Portreyi bana versene.
Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me.
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait.
Harbi mi lan? O portreyi lütfen bana da ver.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my
Lan
terms.
karıyı çıplak çek. Yapmak istedim değil mi?
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint
Ne
nudes,
dedim?
he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Ver! O resmi bana çiz ver çabuk. Şuraya asacağım şu. Bak şurada boşluğum var, şu boşluğa asacağım. Onun da resmini istiyorum.
We came here
O Anna'nın resmi istiyorum ben oraya.
To me? But
Siz resmi çizin ben
Why?
burada işim var.
Sentry and Noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Sintry and Noble. Ah, you must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here, tall, dark, masked.
Ver.
Know where he might be now?
Biz
He
çoluk
gave
çok kolay
Cecilia a
buluyoruz.
small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together
Çok
towards
kolay
the
buldum. Beyaz
refreshment
saçlı birini
areas.
gördüm. Bir yapış.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Oğlum Anna Ariete. Abi bak. Anna. O resmi lütfen ben istiyorum. Benim güzel tablolarım var. Sen benim şu an yeni eve gelsen. Tabloları bakayım bu nasıl sanat. Bu ne? Elleme sanatı falan mı? Ne bu?
Greetings and welcome.
Sanat. Değişik. Büyük sanat.
Bloody colorful, that's what.
Efsane renklerle çizilmiş.
Sculpture depicts suffering. It represents the problems of
True talent paints like the great.
Dur ne yapayım? Oğlum
We must throw off the
onu herkes yalla vereceksin. Hayvan ol hayvan. Tek başına tepsi almış yiyor. Ayıya bak ya. Aha.
Need a fist tag. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
And do not
Bak
even
bir ayı daha
wish to
burada.
comment.
Oğlum insan gibi yiyeceksin. Hayvan ol hayvan. Bakta böyle yiyoruz. Tamam domuzu da aldık domuzu. Ya. Ha bu sanatçılar gerçekten sanatçılar aç dediklerine doğru diyorlar.
Have you seen the Skelliger Isles?
Delikay mı?
Empty
Delikay'da biz
heart-shaped
neler yaptık
box.
sen bilmiyorsan.
Cecilia must
Atlara
have
bindik
left
o
it
zaman.
behind.
Unicornlara bindik.
Held a flask of perfume, a gift from the Sintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
Bir dakika bir çek bakayım şurada ud var.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Nasıl da biliyor hemen Dandelion adında çizikler aldım. Vay vay vay. Bir takip edelim. Eliyle dans ediyor. Çılgın dans. Bir alkışlıyor lan, ne oluyor?
The great one, but he's a dancer.
That's to say, the other one. His brother.
Hop, şöyle devam ediyoruz. Devam. Bir Yunuslarım dursun.
But what if he doesn't come?
He'll definitely come. Don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
Buradan gidiyor.
Brother dearest.
Merhabalar.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Ben de sanatçıyım.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Biz gir...
I hope we can
Abi
count
bizi
on
gördüğünü
your
söylersen
discretion.
ilmeği yersin suratına.
Of course.
Artık maske takmana gerek kalmaz. Ben söyleyeyim sana.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Tamam koçum, burada güzel koru ha.
Quickly, upstairs.
Ah, kılıcım olacaktı şimdi var ya. Kılıç var ama o işe yaramaz burada. O kızım bir çık. Aha. Gerçekten
That
sesli.
must be Cecilia.
Taklaya gitti.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Oğlum ceset görmeye rahatsız olursan
Didn't go
çıkabilirsin
out the
ama.
door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soiree to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Git oraya ile konuş bakayım. Ben de bir cesedi inceleyeyim. Abi bu arada bak, gerçekten boğazını kesmeler tam şey diye.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
Sesi de ses sanatçısı ya. Ona da bir gönderme muhabbeti de olabilir. Ama tamamen öldüm hadi. Kendim uydurdum. Şöyle alalım. Ne yapacak öyle satacak? Altın tabağı. Altın tabağı orada ne işi var yani?
Tore down the door. Made a platform. It's his. Must be pretty strong too.
İki tane şey söyledi, ben söyleyeyim. Birisi işte kan izlerini almıştı, ikincisi de kapıyı söküp platform olarak kullanmıştı.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil.
Saksıya bastığı
Footprints
için de belki
made by soiled boots.
güzel, işimize yaradı.
Must have climbed this ladder.
Burada mı? Ha, 200. Ama yani bağlanmış ya böyle şeyler. Sarmaşık, ha bir de sarımsak diyecektim ya. Sarmaşıklarla kaplanmış ya, tam anlayamadım.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert.
Ya neyle olayım? İgni kalsın orada, ne yapayım? Aha.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
Bir daha takla gitti o zaman.
Bloodstains.
Yok bu arada.
Links at a snap chain. Jewel must have been on it. Links at a snap chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Locks busted. Picked open probably.
Şu şey açılmış. Açıklanmış.
Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like.
Başka... Ha. Bıçı buldum.
Hunting knife. Richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably.
Şurada ne var?
Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
Farklı bir şey arıyormuş burada. Tam anlamıyla hırsızlık yapmıyor. Yapmış ama tam anlamıyla hırsızlık değil yani. Derdi farklı.
Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Yes,
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
Çok tatlı lan kadının giyimi. Şey var.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything in full detail.
Tabii, anlatırsın.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman in a frock
Hayır,
rather than
kadın değilsin diye
plate.
salak
I can
silah var.
take care
Sende
of
hiçbir şey yok.
myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Ya bu arada demeyeceğim şey şu. Adamın elinde bu kadarlık av bıçağı var. Sen diyorsun ki toka çok güzel bir silah olabilir. Ya şimdi o bıçağını sana bir yerine soksa rahatlayacaksın sonra. Hani ne tokası silah olabilir? Tabii toka bir silah. Her şey silah olabilir de saçma yani tabi. Gelip de yani küçümsemeye çalışmıyordu kadın şey mi olur diye. Kadın direkt ters anladı. Ona bir tık sinir oldum.
After
Silah
this
olan
is my
bir
guess.
bıçak var elinde.
Picked it up while searching.
Tehlikeli yani yaptığın şey.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
Orayı nasıl aldın onu?
I bought it many years ago from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
Baya bunu aramış yani.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana hakkında ne düşünüyorsun? Bana
any
bir
thoughts?
sinsilik geldi
Few
mi?
make me feel awkward, but in her presence,
Evet.
I sense anxiety,
Ben de fark ettim.
discomfort.
Neyse.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to
İkisi de
believe.
krallıkla
Worried
alakalı.
about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
Krallığa takıntılı bir insan. Kimse bu.
It could be something else altogether.
Sadece krallığa yani yani düşeş arayan Anna'nın yani bulunduğu krallıktaki yani o soyluya ait
My sister,
özel şarap
Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy.
olması çıktı kendisi ortaya.
I've not seen her since.
Kraliyet şarabını içiyor. Kraliyet mücevherini arıyor. Çok gereksiz bir şekilde kraliyet takıntılı diyecektim zaten annesi anlattı.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much.
The wine, its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen. Or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right. What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true?
Karakterini etkiler
Can
öyle
an
bir şey de.
individual be
Böyle
evil because
evrende
they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
Tamam psikolojik bir şey
She
de olabilir.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Sienna knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day.
In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Sienna is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a
Regis,
surprise!
kanka.
I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this
Tanıştınız
is...
mı anla?
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from
Detlaf,
Benzeri.
şerefsizi buraya niye getirdin?
Combined resources to the witch's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally.
Regis?
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Çok detaylı. Daha 2 bölüm önce birlikte takılıydık.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect.
Tabii. Tam dibinizde.
Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster? Knowing you've only
Şimdi
two
buradaki cevaplar
options
çok önemli
to
arkadaşlar.
kill
Tamamen
or
finali etkileyen cevaplar.
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for
Tamam
some.
bildiğin çıkıyor canavarla karşı karşıya
I
koyuyor.
wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. What might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
İnsanlar iyi.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the witcher trade for now.
Konuşalım
Regis
biraz
mentioned
da
you
ya.
come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I
Şarap
should go
bitti
to the
belli abla. O
cellar,
kadar
bring
salladı
another
ki
bottle.
döküldü zaten
Let
hepsi.
me go. When I help Regis, know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Gecesi şöyle bir küfür. Seni sıçtımın necisi. Bunu adamı niye getirdin buraya?
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detlaf here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you are gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Oriana. She really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in...
Anladık Gecesi, anladık.
Begin to tell you in how
Tabii efendim.
But
Ben de
I
güzel
shall
konuştum.
tell you all about her some other day.
Dinlemek isterim bunu güzel bir muhabbet olunca.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Ay seni kuşların recisi.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Dedloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got a way with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Dedloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Dedloff.
Makarna bak, Dedloff gelirse sana,
Good luck, my
Regis
friend.
sana atlarım iki.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace.
Oraya da
Always a
bitirir ya.
pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
Tabii. Nerede? Regis, Dedloff uçarsız ben de seni uçururum. Ha.
You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man. to
Kadın
say
bir
the
bilse var
least.
ya bütün şövalyeleri onu öldürdüğünü.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix Mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight.
Tamamdır anlaşıldı. İlginç bir yer gerçekten. Metin de burası.
A worker, no player, I picture.
Şimdi zırhları giyelim artık. Yani.
Do you like it here?
Evet. Şu an bir sonraki görevimizin yeri belli oldu. Evimin yakında. Ya, evime gideyim o zaman. Evime gideyim. Bağırma abla, ne bağırıyorsun ya? Hep de bağırma ya. Sanki gören var bir şey yaptı sana zaten. Valla ilginç bir bölüm oldu. Ama işte araya çok girdiler işte. Orada ben diyecektim şu sanatçıyı bulalım, büyük çalışmasını görmek istiyorum diye. Bu boğaz nasıl çıkıyor? O büyük çalışmasını görecektik ya. Şeyden bahsetmiyor. Yatan abladan bahsetmiyor. Ben Anna'nın çalışmasını merak ettim ya. Sanat orada. Bir sanat işleyecek. O tabloyu evime asmak istiyordum ya. Emin ol Yennefer'ın da hoşuna giderdi. Ha bak hatta Yennefer hoşuna giderdi ki Yennefer ben de yaptırayım. Olmaz Yennefer ben çizeceğim seni derdi. Neyse. Şöyle gidelim sandığımıza. Şunları koyalım. Abi kurt kafasını da koy. Şunlar da bir bitmedi ha. Siri ne yapıyorsun lan? Tipe bak ya. Joystick'imiz de orada. Neyse. Bence güzel, bitirmek için güzel, tatlı bir bölüm. Direkt buradan bitir çıkar buraya doğru gideriz. Bence çok tatlı oldu. Neyse. Bugünlük bu kadar diyelim arkadaşlar. Beğendiyseniz beğenmeyi ve kanala abone olmayı unutmayınız. Görüşmek üzere. Kendinize iyi bakın.